Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to take you on a quick tour of my dining room for early spring. So for me, early spring, I didn't bring out any of the bunnies or the eggs or things like that yet because it's still too early for that. But what I did do is lighten things up. So I took out the pine greenery and the heavy winter stuff. And I just, of course, used Ironstone and a few other elements, which I'm going to tell you about shortly. But this whole kind of facelift was inspired by a recent thrifting trip. So I went on a thrift trip in Connecticut and I brought home stuff for my booth and only 2 items for my own home. So I'm trying to be a little more choosy, and these 2 items that made the cut came from Burlington Coat Factory. So I've never even thought of shopping there for home stuff before. I haven't been in the store in years, but my husband wanted to stop and I'm so glad that I went in. So what I brought home was 2 of these green glass jugs. There's one there and one up top. And that kind of started the whole thing. I got my mind spinning about how fall was all about the amber glass, and I'm gonna go ahead and do green glass for spring. So green glass is gonna be the new amber glass. And I'm just gonna get in a little closer. These were $7.99 and they have a really nice look. They look vintage, so I was really happy with that. And I knew they would go good with some of the other pieces I had. So I'm going to kind of go over this little section by section, show you guys what I've got going on. So up top is where I'll start. I have got my snake plant up there, and I went ahead and put him in a terracotta pot. He was recently, up until now, in a large ironstone tureen, but it was just too big looking. He looked like he was floating. So right now that's perfect size. Now in this little section down here, I've got my antique sign, which I love. And then I wanted to do ironstone, green glass, and kind of like wicker or straw. So all the ones here have been thrifted except for that guy. So this on the end was actually a lamp that I had picked up at Savers quite a while ago, and I just took the lamp kit out of it. And then those 2 came from a local consignment store, and that little one is actually a honey bottle. And then here I did some ironstone, and I wanted to keep it nice and simple. I pulled a lot of my collection out and put it upstairs for now so things would be not so crammed in. So I've got a tureen there. Here I have just got like a little handled bowl and a platter. Down here I went ahead and put some of my smaller pitchers with some eucalyptus. On this shelf here, now that one is, I think I thrifted that, but it was from Christmas tree shops or something. So I know that you can find options if you can't find it at the thrift store. And I just put it on some white plates. And there's another large tureen and a platter. And if you guys are wondering, that's a light, so I can bring plants in there if I want to. On this shelf here, more of the ironstone, and then I just brought in that cutting board to bring some natural warmth in. Down here, obviously the green glass that kind of kicked it all off. And 2 of these little, I guess they're actually kind of sugar bowls because they were part of a set, but I broke them up. So I've got them there kind of like mini trophies. And I saw on At Home with Jillian, she had these in her Christmas decor and I absolutely loved it. So when I see these at the thrift store now, I grab them. Up here, more ironstone, and I tried to keep it a tureen on each side to kind of balance it out because I didn't want it to feel lopsided. And then in here, these little candles, these came from Dollar General, and it was one of those nights where it was like a snowstorm and I had this idea. We were out getting just a few things we needed, like milk or whatever, and I wanted these candles so badly. There's a girl I follow on Instagram, Dee Crafts, and I'll leave her name and if I can do a link in the description box. But she made this little vignette with just plain white candles and I loved it. So of course I had to go out and find candles. I found them at Dollar General in the middle of a snowstorm, but I just cut them apart with scissors so they'd be the right height for that. And then down here, just a stack of white plates. That was in after Christmas clearance, Hearth and Hand. It's actually a little storage box, which is cute, but I picked this up for a couple of cents. And a little book. For now, I moved my fiddle leaf fig, and this is a fake one because I can't do real plants that are poisonous. My my boy, Jordan, he'll get into stuff and it's not worth it. So I just have this guy out here for now. And I recently changed out this rug. I had one there before that I was just not loving. This is actually a bath mat for Better Homes and Gardens, and I had to find it on eBay because it was like last season, but I wanted it so badly. So that's this section over here. Now over here by the bedroom door, that's, by the way, that is the rug that I had that I hated in that other spot. So obviously that one's going to get replaced too. It was really soft and comfortable underfoot, but it almost, I don't know, it's like a shag almost, and it just gets really gross with use. It just gets like matted looking, so not good. These I kept the same. I love that. It's just so simple on that white wall, and for now, I think I'm just going to keep it that way for the foreseeable future. And then, of course, I always change up my baker's cart to kind of go along with the hutch. So up top is my snake plants, which you guys saw in my plant tour. And I just put a basket on that wall there, just leaned it back there. Now, these glass bottles, I have one here and I have one down on the bottom. Those have been thrifted. And then I went ahead and just put in some ironstone pieces to kind of balance things out, but kept it kind of sparse. I didn't put anything on that little shelf. I didn't put any stacks of plates under that. I kind of reined myself in just a little bit because I know throughout the year things will creep back in. So I've got my large pitchers. Those are my hose nozzles, and I've kept those out all year. I couldn't bear to put them away for winter, so. And then down here on the bottom, just another little piece of green glassware. And then these walls are the same. I've got my printer's tray there, and that came from the Goodwill outlet probably 3 years ago. And then over here is just one of those farmhouse ladders. And then here is my little dairy scale, and I love that guy. I got him on vacation at a thrift type consignment store. And then as you guys saw in my last video, my cacti are all behind these curtains. I had to just pull them shut for this video to kind of filter the light. And right now my table is completely empty, which is unusual for me, but I was doing puzzles on it. So I had, I pulled all the runner and anything off. And right now I'm kind of enjoying it just being bare. I feel like when the curtains are open, which is normally all the time, the plants on the window kind of bring enough in, and the table looks good empty. And then I've got just some velvet IKEA cushion covers on it for right now. I still like the dark green right now. I'm going to try and figure out what I want to do for spring. Probably a black and white is usually what I do. But that's what I've done in here in my dining room for early spring. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I did, and be sure to check out Burlington Coat Factory because I was shocked. They also had a really nice selection of pillows, but I didn't want to go ahead and buy anything until I went over what I had and kind of figured out what I needed. So for now, I just stuck with those 2 jars. But they had all kinds of cool options. They had a bunch of farmhouse inspiration. They had some coastal inspiration. So just a lot of fun stuff. Be sure to check it out if you haven't, because you'll be surprised. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.